Google shows tweets in search results, Apple beefs up its MacBook and iMac models, and a phone that only makes phone calls? It's Tuesday, May 19th, and this is Crunch Report. Just yesterday, I asked myself, why doesn't Google surface tweets in its search results? That seems like something it should do, right? Well, I guess my wish was granted. Google's iOS and Android apps and mobile browsers now do that. Well, they sort of do that. The search results are triggered by Twitter keyword searches for specific accounts or specific hashtags, and will also show popular results for other keywords. So something like Mad Men finale or playoffs or Juicy J. Google says that this is an attempt to put real-time info into its results, and that this gives Twitter users a bigger audience for their content too. The company says that it's working to bring support to desktop search too. Who uses desktop anymore? Big updates in the Apple Store today for both the 15-inch MacBook Pro with Retina display and the 27-inch iMac. The MacBook gets the new Force Touch trackpad and an Intel Core processor. Other improvements, flash storage with up to 2.5 times the performance, an extra hour of usage on the battery, and a new AMD discrete graphics card option. The 27-inch iMac with Retina display now starts at $2,000 with standard options like 2.2 GHz quad-core Intel Core i7 processor with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of flash memory, plus Intel Iris Pro. Now there is also a $2,500 model with a 2.5 gigahertz quad-core Core i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, and then a 512 gigabyte solid-state drive. That same AMD Radeon discrete graphics card with custom add-ons like additional quad-core Intel processors and up to 1 terabyte of flash storage. Apple also just released an official Lightning dock for iPhones from the 5 to the 6 and the 6 Plus using the little dock. The new docks cost $40 in the US Apple Store. They vary a little bit depending on what country you're in, and has 2 ports at the back, one for Lightning to support charging and data connectivity, and one 3.5mm stereo headphone jack to support audio out, plus headset support and play-pause control. Speaking of Apple, the company, plus Google and Yahoo, and actually over 140 other tech companies, have written to President Obama pressuring him to ignore demands for backdoor access to user data on smartphones and other communication devices and platforms. This was first reported in the Washington Post. User privacy has obviously been a very hot topic since Edward Snowden first leaked the details of NSA spying back in 2013. But recently, U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security Jay Johnson commented that the inability to access encrypted information poses public safety challenges. So not everybody agrees here. This letter from the tech industry counters that claim, saying that encrypted user data is, in fact, not dangerous for the nation, and that, quote, strong encryption is the cornerstone of the modern information economy's security. The Post also reports that 3 of the 5 members of Obama's committee that are looking into technology practices established following the Snowden leaks also have signed the letter, so there's support within the White House. Obama previously told Recode that he's a bigger advocate of encryption than U.S. law enforcement officials, but that it does pose issues for defense agencies. And now, back to Google. This is a good one. The company just launched an experimental Chrome extension that lets you share the URL from your current browser tab with anybody close enough to hear you. It's called Tone, and it's an extension now available in the Chrome Web Store and uses sound to transmit the information to another computer. So next time you want to quickly share a link with your coworker, instead of iMessage or Slack or Skype or Convo or email, you could just send your audio. It uses something called dual-tone multi-frequency signaling. It's kind of like how telephone systems work. That means you'll hear a short sequence of beeps when you hit the tone button in Chrome after you install the extension. And the machine that picks up the sound gets a little notification to open that shared URL. Now, the whole thing is a little bit clunky, that's why it's an experiment, and the sound also doesn't travel very far, it doesn't travel through walls. It would be best for your desk mate or a relatively small conference room. Audio. A new Kickstarter project that's 2/3 of the way to funding already and has 38 days to go, so they'll probably get there, is a very interesting concept and one you might not be familiar with anymore. A phone that does nothing except make calls or answer calls. It's called the Light Phone, and it's going to retail for $100 if it comes to market. Again, Kickstarter project. You won't have any data access at all, but you'll get a thin, light, actual mobile phone that lasts 20 days on a charge, and all you need is a SIM card. Doesn't have a browser, doesn't have any apps, no Bluetooth. It is not smart in any way, but it can double as a flashlight. The creators created the phone at Google's 30 Weeks incubator in New York City and explained the idea this way. So much of our days are spent connected and staring at screens that we're losing that presence in so many situations. We built the light phone as a way for people to find balance with their connectedness. In other words, take a break next time you go to dinner and just bring your light phone and don't talk to anybody but your, you know the deal. It includes 500 minutes of prepaid talk time and charges via USB, and the team says they plan on shipping in May of next year. And that's the report for today. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.